Hi and welcome to my channel. My name is AJ and today I'm going to be sharing with you a tag that I found on Tumblr. Now I took the questions and I modified them just a little bit because I wanted to better suit my channel, and I will link down the original posters page and their post down below, and I'll also give the list of questions that I am answering today down below as well. And if you see me looking in that particular direction, that is because that's where the questions are. So without further ado, let's go ahead and start off with question number 1. And that is, if someone wanted to truly understand you and they looked in your room, what 3 authors would they find, 3 TV shows to watch, and 3 albums to listen to? Well, the first author that they're really going to find is J.R. Ward. I absolutely adore the Black Dagger Brotherhood series and all of the little spin-offs that she currently has with it. And also you're going to find Gina Showalter. I love her young adult series. I love her Lords of the Underworld. And the next author you're going to find is Abigail Rooks, but you are going to find her on my handy dandy iPad. So for 3 TV shows to watch that I watch like back to back all of the time, let's start with one, Supernatural, and then I watch Criminal Minds, and I also like to watch The Borgias, which is an older show that I just watch and watch and watch. And I like the Showtime's version, not Netflix. I feel like the Netflix one was done very poorly in my personal opinion. The only thing redeeming about that particular series is Chesra, and that's because he's beautiful, the actor who plays him. But anyways, I digress from that. Let's move on to the music. Now for music, I have the first 50 Shades of Grey album. I think that is a very beautiful album for all the different artists that are on there. They did a really great job putting that together. Another album that I listen to almost daily is the soundtrack from Wicked. The Broadway show adaptation of Wicked, the Life and Times of the Wicked Witch of the West by Gregory Maguire. Absolutely love that book, and I also adore the play because I went and saw that live and at Broadway, and it was amazing. Another album that I listen to a lot is, oh my goodness, I listen to The Police, their greatest hits. My favorite song is Roxanne, and that's probably the most played song on that album that I listen to. So there's a wide variety of what I listen to. The next question is have you ever found a writer who thinks just like you? If so, who? So on that note, because it is coming from Tumblr, you do have a more accessible way of speaking to authors on there because they reply pretty quickly, and they're able to engage you better than you do basically like on Goodreads or some of the other formats. So one of the authors that I love is Jennifer Eastep. She's amazing, and I feel like she thinks very similar in terms of just her writing personality, but of course I don't know her on a personal level, but on a personal level I do know my best friend Sarah, and she is a very amazing writer, and yeah, I cook with her. She has very great ideas, and we seem to be on the same wavelength, and I love it. The next question is do you like your name? Is there another name you think would fit you better? I like my name. My name is, well, I could say AJ, but it's Amber Joy, and so I like my name very much. I'm actually named after a relative, and if I wasn't named after that, my dad wanted to name me Alexandra, so I would have been an Alexandra, and I think it fits. For many of the short stories that I've written about characters about myself, I have chosen Alexandria, so I think it would have been another name that would have fit personally for me, because I believe that almost a lot of your characters are really self-reflections of yourself. So yeah, so I believe it would have been Alexandria, if not Amber Joy. Let's see. Do you think of yourself as a human being or a human doing? Do you identify yourself by the things you do? I identify myself as a human being who does things. So I don't think there should be like a separation of that, because foremost we're human beings. So I'm always doing something. Like right now I'm doing this YouTube channel, or later on I'll be going to bed, or I'll be reading a book. I'm doing things. I'm helping others. I help things and do things in my community. So I feel as I am a human being that does things. So it's kind of a mesh of both. And then the next question is are you religious or / spiritual? I am. I feel like it is considered religious, and I'm a Christian. I believe in God, so I guess it'd be considered religious. Although I feel like it's more of a personal kind of thing. I have my own thoughts and beliefs, of course, because there's many branches of the Christian faith. But anyways, I'll digress from that, and I'll move on to the next question. The next question is are you an artist? I consider myself artistic in the form that I write, and kind of make YouTube videos. Just kidding. I make YouTube videos, and I can make actually really great regular videos because I did broadcasting and was able to get into making music videos. So I actually do pretty well with that too. So yes, I do consider myself an artist. The next question is what musical artist have you felt you have what did I write? What musical artists have you felt most connected to over your lifetime? For emo-ish time phase in my life, I would say Amy Lee from Evanescence, and then I don't know. I guess we move and we grow as we grow older into adults, and so I feel like almost everybody that you listen to affects you in some emotional way. So I would just state from for my youth, it would probably be Amy Lee, because her songs, I was very depressed, and it was a very dark place for me in a very dark time. Life was not what I felt it should have been as being a teenager and going through those experiences. So I would definitely say at least one artist that I'm going to mention is Amy Lee. The next one is going to be describe your ideal day. Okay, here's my ideal day. It is fall, and it is cool outside, but not too bad that you're like, oh my gosh, I'm dying of frostbite. And I get to sleep in. I get to get up. It's early enough for breakfast. I get to read a book. I get to chill with my friends and family, and really just be with books and my family, and work on writing and watch movies and just basically be chill. I'm a loser person, and just very relaxed day. And I mentioned the fall because that is my favorite time of the year. So especially where I live in Tennessee, and where I live, what kind of happens is that we have summer. It is very, very hot, and then it goes like hot, and then it's like fall all the way up until December, and then it jumps up and it's like, hi, it's winter, and so you go up into winter, and it sticks there all the way till March. So fall is very long for us because immediately at the end of August it starts turning cold. So the next question is dog person or cat person? I am a cat person. I have a very beautiful mackerel tabby cat. Her name is Remy. Insert picture here. And I like dogs. I like small dogs. I was actually a lady sicked her dog on me, and when I was very, very young, I was about 5 or 6, and I have been afraid of majority of dogs ever since, and it has never ever left me. So it took me a very long time to even get used to my brother's little small wiener dog mix named Sammy, who's completely adorable. Sammy and Remy. But anyways, inside or outdoors, I'm a little bit of in between. When it is super hot, like everybody else, I like to be indoors. When it is kind of like really nice outside and everything, I like to be outdoors. And when I'm outdoors, I like to do games. I like to read, and just be outside like everybody else. Are you a musician? No, I am not. I used to play the piano. I no longer do so I've lost the ability to do that. I never learned to play any other instruments, but my older brother and my younger brother and my younger sister, well, middle younger sister, can all play instruments. So let's go ahead and go away from there. And what are the 3 most influential books in your life? And 2 of them are going to be fiction, and one of them is I personally consider this book to be nonfiction. And the first book is the Bible. I study it continuously. It's still very present and active in my life that I use daily. So it would be the Bible for the first one, and I read the King James Version if you're interested in knowing. And the next book is going to be Daughters of the Moon. It is one of the first book series that really got me into reading actual series, not just like one-shot books, because I was very notorious for reading just one-shots, which I believe that most people are, because in the young adult section, that's really what you find until you get into like some of the more popular series. And some of the series that was considered the most popular, I never even saw because of where I live. And I live in a small town of like 20,000 people in the Bible Belt in Tennessee, so sometimes the community doesn't always grow as larger communities, obviously. And then the next book is the Harry Potter series, and that led me to some really amazing friends and some life experiences because of the whole Harry Potter, of like everything coming out and how you could reach to so many people, and how the internet was at that time when Harry Potter first came out, so, and continued to come out from. So those are 3 influential books in my life. And then if you'd grown up in a different environment, do you think you would have turned out the same? Absolutely not, because the way you are is based upon the nurture you receive as you are growing up and as you continue throughout your life, and also the environment that you're in. If you live in a crappy environment with no support, that's very different than living in a life environment that is very supportive and very good and very uplifting for you as a person for that environment. So I don't know, you wouldn't be the exact same person. And then, would you say your YouTube channel is a fair representation of the real you? Yes, it is, because you get to see all of my flails for the most part, as I'm learning to try to edit some of them out. But yeah, it is a real interpretation of me. There's no fakeness to it. I don't understand why you would want that, but I personally do not, and this is the real me. Let's see, and what's your Patronus? Mine would be a snake, honestly. It'd be a snake, and it's mostly because of where I have always loved the mythology of snakes, and also it relates very pronounced to one of my characters from one of my NaNoWriMo novels that I am writing. So and I have had that particular story in my heart since I was like 14. So I'm finally trying to bring it into life through NaNoWriMo and also through Personal Driven after that, because whatever NaNoWriMo's done, it's done. But anyways, I digress from that. Which Harry Potter house would you be in, or are you a muggle? For if I lived in the UK, I would be in Ravenclaw. If I, which I am in the United States, I would be in the House of the Horned Serpent. So, anyways, let's move on. And would you rather be in Middle Earth, Narnia, Hogwarts, or somewhere else? I would like to be in Hogwarts, because who would want to be in that magical world? Hello? And it's so amazing, and Rowling did such a great job of building that world that I would love to be there. Alright, and then, do you love easily? I would have to say, in terms of books, yes, I love very easily, and I just love books with all my heart. But as a person, through different life experiences that I've had, it does make it slightly difficult to trust that leans towards love. So, but I think that that's normal for practically everybody, almost. And let's move on from that to the question. And then list top 5 things you spend the most time doing in that order. First time is sleeping. I spend a lot of time sleeping, and then I spend a lot of time on Tumblr. I spend a lot of time doing things with family. I spend a lot of time working on my writing and being online and my YouTube channel, and then I spend a lot of time just watching TV, Netflix, doing those kinds of things. I just do that in that order. I left work out because that's no fun. Alright, and then have you ever felt like you mind melded with someone? Yes. My best friend Sarah and my best friend Katie, both of them, the original my oldest friend is Katie, and I met her in elementary school, and I had one of the mangas for card captors, and like she's like walking by my little desk as we're in elementary school, and she like does this little stop behind me, spins around, and is like, "Is that card captors?" I was like, "Yeah," and she's like, "Oh, I just got the Cloud book," and like our minds just went, and we have been best friends ever since. And then I met my next best friend, Sarah. I actually met her in college, and she's amazing. And we actually met during I believe it was a philosophy class, if not an English class. And she said hi, I said hi, and she invited me to this little book club for NaNoWriMo, which is what got me into NaNoWriMo, and also trying to get the idea from what I had in high school out of my head and onto the typescript. So we met that way, and she is amazing. And let's see, and she just mild-melded with me, and we've just been friends ever since, sharing feedback back and forth through different stories and different events. So yes. And the next question is could you live as a hermit? If I had internet, unlimited Amazon account to get as many books as I wanted to, so I could be over the internet, don't have to worry about shipping or anything. Food, ability to have food shipped to me. No, just a little internet, mostly surrounded by internet. With my cat, with unlimited things for her to do, and yes, I could live as a hermit if I had all of those things. Alright, and do you feel like your outside appearance is a fair representation of the real you? Yes? That's a weird question. I did not look that one quite over so much, but yeah, my outside appearance is pretty much me. I don't fake anything. I don't see the point in faking it because the real you is going to show either way. On a scale from 1 to 10, how hard is it for you? Oh, how hard is it for someone to get under your skin? It depends on what you're doing, because I have a lot of pet peeves. I'm secretly one of those negative Nancys when it comes to meeting people for the first time. So if it doesn't work out, it's very hard for you to redeem yourself, because that makes you a bad person, sort of, kind of. But I would say like a 9.99. Alright, moving on. 3 songs that you connect with right now. I have to pull out my handy dandy iPad. The 3 songs that I'm currently really into right now and are connecting with me is Out Loud by Gabby Hanna. Apologies. Believer by Imagine Dragons, and from the 50 Shades of Grey soundtrack, I like Earned It by The Weeknd. Those are the ones that I'm top 3 listening to and connecting with at the most right now. And pick one of your favorite quotes is the last question, and my answer to that is from Gillian Flynn from the book Gone Girl, and there is something disturbing about recalling a warm memory and feeling utterly cold. That is one of my favorites, and I feel like that is very realistic because we have that that happens with certain people and events in our lives. So that one was very much out, and that is my favorite quotes. And I hope that you have enjoyed this video, and if you plan to do this challenge or tag or whatever, if you plan to do this tag, please comment down below and I'll come check out your video, or just leave your answers down below. I hope you've enjoyed it, and until next time, see ya, bye!